Have you ever looked back at a moment in your life that felt like a disaster at the time, but later turned out to be one of the best things that ever happened to you? Maybe you didn't get the job you desperately wanted. Maybe a relationship ended and left you heartbroken. Maybe a plan you worked on for months suddenly fell apart. In those moments, it's easy to think, why is this happening to me? But what if life isn't happening to you? What if it's happening for you? Today, let's talk about why learning to let go and trust the process might be one of the most powerful things you ever do. One of the hardest things about being human is that we want certainty. We want to know that our efforts will pay off. We want to know that our relationships will last. We want to know that everything will work out exactly as planned. But life rarely gives us those guarantees. Imagine planting a seed. You water it every day. You protect it. You care for it. But after a week, nothing seems to happen. After 2 weeks, still nothing. If you didn't know better, you might think all your effort was wasted. Yet beneath the surface, roots are quietly growing. The plant is preparing itself before it ever breaks through the soil. Life works the same way. Sometimes your greatest growth is happening in places you cannot yet see. Think about someone who applies for their dream job. They spend weeks preparing. They walk into the interview full of hope. Then, a few days later, they receive a rejection email. At first, it feels devastating. They question themselves. They wonder what they did wrong. But months later, another opportunity appears. A better position, a better environment, better pay, better growth. And suddenly, that rejection starts to make sense. How many times in your own life has something that felt like a setback eventually led you somewhere better? Sometimes closed doors aren't punishments, they're redirections. Now, let's talk about heartbreak. Few things hurt more than losing someone you deeply care about. When a relationship ends, it can feel like your world has been turned upside down. You replay conversations. You revisit memories. You wonder if things could have been different. But as time passes, clarity often arrives. You begin to notice things you couldn't see before. Maybe the relationship taught you important lessons. Maybe it helped you understand your worth. Maybe it prepared you for a healthier love in the future. The truth is, life is rarely a straight line. We imagine success as a smooth journey. Work hard, stay focused, achieve your goals. But real life doesn't work that way. There are delays, unexpected turns, mistakes, failures. Think about a winding mountain road. Just because the road curves doesn't mean you're moving away from your destination. The turns are part of the journey. In the same way, difficult seasons don't necessarily mean you're on the wrong path. Sometimes they're simply part of the route that's taking you exactly where you need to go. Trusting the process doesn't mean doing nothing. It doesn't mean sitting back and waiting for miracles. It means focusing your energy on what you can control and letting go of what you can't. You can control your effort. You can control your attitude. You can control how you respond to challenges. But you cannot control timing. You cannot control other people's decisions. You cannot control every circumstance life throws your way. The more you try to control everything, the more exhausted you become. The more you learn to accept uncertainty, the more peaceful you become. And sometimes, what feels like a delay is actually preparation. Think about it. Have you ever wanted something so badly, only to realize later that you weren't truly ready for it? Maybe you wanted success before developing the discipline to handle it. Maybe you wanted a relationship before learning how to be happy on your own. Maybe you wanted opportunities before building the skills required to keep them. Sometimes life isn't saying no. Sometimes life is saying, not yet. Not because you're being denied, but because you're being prepared. Whatever you're going through right now, remember this. Just because you can't see the bigger picture today doesn't mean there isn't one. Just because things aren't happening as quickly as you'd like doesn't mean they're not happening at all. Keep moving forward, even when progress feels slow. One day, you'll look back and realize that the delays, the disappointments, the heartbreaks, and the unexpected turns were all helping shape the person you are becoming. Until then, let go of what you cannot control. Trust the process. Trust your journey. Remember, your story isn't over yet. The best may still be coming. If this message resonated with you, comment below. I trust the process. And if you enjoy content on self-growth, motivation, and inner peace, don't forget to subscribe and join this journey with us.